So many times I've been in the situation where I have forgotten my camera back home, and what I realized was that relying on a small camera or a digital camera very often limits me to missing the best shot of my life, just because I'm unwilling to use my mobile phone for photography. My name is Oscar Lehtineri and this is Fine Photography. I'm a photographer. I'm a person that has been working my whole life, but over 10 years with counseling, helping people, and now I want to help you how to get better at photography while, working out life at the same time, because there are very many similarities with becoming a better photographer and becoming a better you. Today I'm going to discuss how can I use my mobile phone as a good tool for street photography, what are the limits, what are the possibilities, and also technically, what do I have to consider when I use a mobile phone instead of a camera. Some of the photos will be shot in raw mode just to show you how I can edit my mobile photos, and some will be shot straight and shown straight from the camera with one of the own filters of the phone. For a little disclaimer, I am not paid by OnePlus to do this video, but I'm using a OnePlus 13 phone with the Hasselblad camera collaboration. So the camera here is quite good. I admit that. I'm not starting out with a old Nokia phone from 1996. This is how I'm working today. Hopefully you will enjoy this. I am already eager to know which one of my photos do you think are the best, and do you think we should skip to buy expensive gear when we can use our mobile phone instead? Put that in the comments below. Back to the studio. Alright, so how can I use the OnePlus phone or any phone as a camera for street photography? Well, short answer is you can use it very well for that. It's very incognito for one, and also it's easy to carry around, and I think those two factors are probably the best ones when you want to create street photos. It's all about documenting the street, and the tool you are using is not as important as the outcome of your documentation. In many phones you can use two modes. You can go full auto like I did on several photos. I just picked up the camera and fired away when I saw something interesting. I had chosen one of the filters that the camera had and went with that. Or then you can go the pro way or the master way or the, I don't know, whatever it's called on your phone, where you can manually dial in how you want the photo to be taken. The ISO, the focal length, and such things. One really nice thing with the OnePlus is that you can shoot raw photos, and raw photos, if you don't know what that is, it's a photo that it picks up a lot more information than a regular JPEG photo. So with the raw photo you can edit them much more, and that's also something that I have done. I realized that it works really well that as well. Having 50 megapixel photos is probably totally overkill. but it works, and that helps you. You can zoom in on photos and still get quite good quality. So cropping is something that you can do easily with a 50 megapixel photo. Otherwise, I don't think you need 50 megapixel photos. And then on the JPEG side, you can use different filters, just as with any camera. Some filters you might like, some not. I rarely like filters because often they are maybe too extreme, but I found some that work quite well on the OnePlus phone. So what are the limits of using a mobile phone instead of a camera? Well, one of the biggest limits that I found was that I couldn't change the depth of field. Or actually I could. On these new phones you can do that, but it's like a fake background blur that you have to deal with, and I don't like that. I don't like the fake. I like it when it looks real, and that's something that is a bit limiting for me. I have a hard time, for instance, taking a portrait with a mobile phone because the blurriness looks too fake. Because what it does, it kind of cuts out the person and then just blurs the background, and it doesn't look real, in my opinion. The other limit that I saw was that since the sensor is so small, if you really start like pixel peaking, the photos, they can't be as good as a good camera like a DSLR or like the Ricoh GR that I use for street. That's something to have in mind as well. But for everyday photos, it's totally good enough for it. The things to consider if you should work, like the things to consider when to use a mobile phone as a camera instead of a proper camera, I think goes down to what's your needs. What do you need it for? I think it's important to think about storage as well. Are you taking just a lot of photos? Because one thing that a lot of people mention is that if you shoot on a camera, on a mobile phone, it's less intentional. And when it's less intentional, you just go around shooting, and that's something that sometimes takes away the meditation of photography, maybe. Something else that I would think about is that sometimes shooting on a mobile phone, it might be a lot slower than shooting with a camera. Also, when it's so light, I think it's more difficult to take more, like if you use one of the telephoto lenses on the camera. Mine is a 73mm telephoto lens. It's much more difficult to keep it steady since it's so light. So you might need some sort of a stand or something. Maybe put the camera on something so that it would keep the camera steady. So would I use a mobile phone for professional work? Probably never. But what I can do is a lot, and I think it's super cool. I never used to consider even using a mobile camera. I always bought good phones because I edit a lot of photos, but that's photos that I take from my DSLR to my camera or to my mobile and then edit them there. But now having the possibility to take good enough photos and edit them is quite cool, and something that I think also brought a new level to it all was the raw photos and how good they were, and I was really surprised how well I could edit them and how easily I could do that. I also used my own Lehtineri Summer Bliss preset on these photos, and both the black and white and the color one, just because I enjoy that preset a lot and I have used it the whole summer. And if you want to, you can get that preset for free. You just join my newsletter on WhatsApp, and I'll link it to you. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I would love to hear, as I said in the beginning, which one was your favorite photo, and would you use a mobile phone as a primary camera? Thank you for tuning in. Don't give up your daydream.